This is getting real. Now, the statute of limitations is over on this situation.
Way over.
Just gotta put that out there.
Oh, he did anyway.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that too. Welcome back, family, to The Process with me, Mr.thinksmart, and
J-Rut, the health predator, baby!
and I have a special guest. She's not a special guest in that sense, though, because we've been together a few times.
Yes.
Welcome back, Monica.
Monica.
All right, family, we have a serious subject that we want to talk about today. And Monica, she is, how would I want to say this? She has experienced, there we go. She's experienced such a tragedy that a lot of men and women suffer in the course of their life. And I hate to say it, but it's going to be deep, and I want you all to be glued. Man, put your ears to the mic, because you need to hear this. This is going to be deep. All right, we're going to talk about domestic violence. Monica, she experienced it for 20 plus years, right? 20 plus years she was in a domestic relationship. And you had children by him too, right? She had children by him. So, family, always like, comment, and please subscribe and slap that notification button, because we got more to come. But we're going to get back into this with Monica. You ready?
I'm ready.
She's ready, so we're going to keep going. So, Monica, and by the way, yeah, Monica is my family. She's my cousin by blood. But I didn't know this. I met her when I got here to Texas for the first time. So, it's important to link up with family as best as you can. You never know the hidden secrets, the hidden jewels that you have in your family. So that's something big that I'm big on too. But anyway, Monica, let's talk about that tragic time in your life. So I want you to give me a brief on how did you meet your children's father, right?
It was actually at a party.
Hold on, first. Where at? Chicago?
In Chicago.
In Chicago, Illinois. Got it.
In Chicago, Illinois, at a party. And he was someone that was known around the town, so it wasn't like he was like a complete stranger. And we our relationship kind of went kind of quickly. And maybe about 6 months passed, and I can remember the first fight.
Okay.
Yeah, about 6 months.
Come on, Monica, you on radio? Speak up, man.
Even if it was 6 months.
6 months.
6 months.
I can remember the first fight like it was yesterday. Going to Indiana the tollway, and he was drinking. That was a lot of the reasons why our fights would start, because he was functioning alcoholic.
Functioning alcoholic.
And for some reason he had got mad and slapped me.
Wow. First time. In the car.
While he was driving.
While
he was driving.
Wow.
And I slapped him back.
You should have. Cause you you a cow. Yeah, okay.
I slapped him back.
Yeah, okay.
So he pulled the car over. No woman can overpower any man. Of course we were both fighting, but he got the best of me. But that night it was just like nothing happened.
So, all right. Before we get into our questions, the first situation was in the car. In Chicago. And he hit you just out the blue.
Something that he got upset about. Something that he, on his own, because he was drinking, that got upset about.
Right, gotcha. So, okay. That's a situation. Now, my question to you is, he stopped the car and you all started fighting. Did he pull you out of the car?
He didn't pull me out the car.
Oh, you was ready?
I was ready.
Right.
I grew up in a domestic violence situation.
There we go. I was pulling it out.
This was something that I was already used to. My mom and my dad used to fight.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't nothing that I was aloof. You stand and hold your own ground, even though he might overpower you. Just don't let him know you're scared.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Now let's fast forward we're gonna go back to your childhood, but I want to fast forward to you. Cause how old were you this time?
22.
22 years old, young woman. So you all are fighting on the side of the highway.
On the side of the highway.
And then you all get back in the car and drive back home.
Like nothing happened.
Like nothing happened. at that very moment that you knew you had to defend yourself, what was going through your mind, if you can remember?
What the fuck was wrong with him? What did I do?
Right.
What did I do?
So you start blaming yourself.
Yeah, pretty much like, what did I do to start the fight?
So let me ask you this. Do you think, for women out there in the world, is that they're most likely, like, almost 100% women start blaming themselves first?
Yeah.
Interesting. So you blamed yourself. What did you do to get hit? As if you were his child, or you were, you know, beneath him in some sort, shape, form, or fashion?
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
Wow.
You go. If you got,
And,
I know you got something else to say.
From that moment on, it wasn't like I was thinking, okay, when is the next time this is gonna happen? I just knew that, okay, he gonna fight me. He might try it again. If my dad tried it again with my mom, then he might try it again. This is even before we were married. So that was something that I was pretty much used to.
So, okay. Family, I might get a little bit emotional, because this is something that happens. That was years ago, and it's still happening today. And my heart goes out to anybody, male or female, who suffers and goes through a relationship of domestic violence. Because we're gonna talk about different domestic violence incidents and how it all works. Because it's not always fighting.
Right.
Okay, so you met him at a party, everything was going good. How long were you all together prior to the first time it happened?
Maybe 6 months.
6 months.
Maybe a little less than
So it was
6
going
months.
good for 6 months.
It was going good.
Good for 6 months. And then the first incident happened. And then after that, was there like apologies or?
No, it was just
So
like,
he never said anything.
Just looked over it.
like nothing ever happened.
Wow.
That's insane.
Right. We're gonna get into the dynamics of him also, because when I talked to you before about this, you told me that he had a history in his family. So we're gonna get there. So both of you all had a history. That's deep.
He was abused by his father.
Got it.
Yeah, he was abused by his dad.
So, let me ask you this. So, at that point, after that happened, after y'all looked over it, did it ever occur in your mind that, okay, I don't want this, I don't want to be with him?
Right, that was my
Not
next
to
one.
2011.
Really?
Wow, that's
1996 to 2011.
That's a lot of
Really?
years.
Wow.
That is a lot of years.
Why so long? Why so long?
I didn't utilize my resources. I didn't want to separate my family. I wanted my kids to be in the same household as he was. He pretty much raised my oldest 2 children that weren't his. I was already under pretty much his control. So many years have went past. One day it eventually stopped. One day we'll eventually get older and just wear itself out.
So you actually programmed in your mind
Yep.
that it's gonna be a day where it's gonna end.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
If I can just get through these years, but I've been robbed of all my youth from being under control.
So he literally, like, you confessed that he had mind control.
That's part of domestic violence. People don't
Correct.
realize.
Right.
Right. So let me ask you this, because I don't want to move too fast. So we're gonna go backwards and talk about the childhood, but I want to talk about raising your children in a domestic violence household. Right, all girls. So in a household where this is happening, they saw the fights.
They saw the fights.
Fist fights.
From both parents, me and him. After a while, not to kind of fast forward, move too much faster.
You good?
When he finally did stop abusing me, then I started abusing him.
Reverse.
Wow.
Yeah, I started abusing him. Then it got to where when I started abusing him, he would kind of like make the kids make it look like I'm a bad person because he was a drinker. So once he would be bleeding excessively, and then that just made me look bad
Right.
in front of the kids.
You hit the man hard if he stopped bleeding.
Yeah,
Got some hands?
with things.
With things.
Right. With things. So you using the items. So this is getting real. Now, statute of limitations is over on this situation.
Way
Just
over.
gotta put that out there.
Oh, he did anyway.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that too, family, because I did know that.
I didn't do it though.
You're right. She jumped to it. So you jumped to it so quick in the situation, like as if something you did. She didn't do anything. That's factual information. It's factual information. But let's go back to the children. So they saw this from their mother and father.
Girls.
Your girls. Girls saw this. They saw mommy and daddy fighting on a regular basis. So this became a norm. So basically, it was history repeating itself from your childhood and his childhood.
Yeah.
Wow. Go ahead.
What was I going to say?
Take your time.
His mom had even kind of warned me, like, you have to be careful with him because he will hit you. But I let her know that he already hit me maybe twice or maybe three.
So she knew that he possibly.
She knew her son was an abuser.
So did he do that in previous relationships?
Yes.
Oh, so there was
he had a history with him. And the relationship that me and his mom had, and the relationship that my mom and his mom had, I guess she didn't want that to end up, in a bad way.
Right.
Actually get hurt.
Wow. So when did she warn you that? How were you? Do you remember how old you were?
Maybe probably about 24.
So about 2 years after y'all really kind of started talking. Okay. Because she knew her son had a history.
She knew her son had a history.
Wow. Of hitting women.
Yeah.
Had he previously been to jail for it?
Yes, he has had so many domestic violence, even towards siblings, his own siblings.
Oh, he had anger issues.
He had anger issues.
He had anger issues.
That's not just, he had anger issues on top of drinking.
Alcoholism, anger issues, and unresolved counseling and mental issues probably that he had.
Right.
Because you said his dad abused him.
He said his dad actually abused him, tied him up, things of that nature, like beat him like that, tied him up. Suppose, the South don't have very many bases in their homes, so he get tied up, beat, and left without being fed. Just being a boy, throwing rocks at cars, somebody break a window and run. Being a boy, nothing like gang banging or anything too bad. Just being a boy.
Right. Just being mischievous.
Right. Wow. He just tied him up.
Beat him with an extension cord.
Oh. So he had a lot of built-in anger, pain that he never released.
Yep. And then I didn't know that until maybe 10 years into the relationship, when family secrets were starting to be exposed. Going to the family that this was going on. And then, I would always see things, hear things a little bit, but you kind of
push it to the side.
Right, sweep it under the rug. I'm not a fan of sweeping anything on the rug. That's a fact.
Because the dirt always pile up.
It always pile up. Remember what I was talking about that? It always pile up. Let's reveal this now, so we know and we can fix this thing.
Right.
Because I understand love. I understand passion. I understand unconditional love. But you said some things about staying. A lot of women, a lot of men out there, they're stuck. They feel they're stuck because of love, because of family, because of passion. If you can go back in time, would you have left that first day?
I would have left that first day. I would have utilized all my resources and left. I would have stayed, make sure that I was financially able and said. That's one thing. People lose all of their self where sometimes you don't work, you don't go to school, this person got a hold on you, and it's just like you were relying on them, so they have more control on you. And then it's hard for you to kind of dig your way out of that. Then you try to go to family, and then family's like, I don't want that over here, I don't want to be bothered with that. Or you stay for a little while, you get used to your comfort zone of being at home, and you don't want to go and have to stay with other relatives or your dad.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. So you said you would have left that, and if you're in a domestic relationship, leave.
Yes.
Leave.
Yep.
Find help.
Because it's gonna spill over into the next relationship. If it's not yours, it's gonna be your kids.
That's what I was gonna get into. So, was the relationship between the kids? Was it? I believe in chastisement. Was it extreme?
First
of all, did he discipline the girls?
Correct.
He never put his hands physically on my kids.
Gotcha.
He was more of a talker.
Gotcha.
But he would hit you.
Which is crazy. He was very overprotective of the girls, but it's just like me. It's just like I'm your
Did you actually like? Did you feel loved by him?
Sometimes.
Did you equate that with love?
Physical violence? No.
You know?
That's
Got
one
it.
thing, no.
Okay. So, but did
I knew
he?
he had some mental issues, and I knew he had a drinking problem. So I kind of was like, okay, he is not drinking.
Yeah, passion.
Counseling, he never wanted to do counseling.
Mhm.
He didn't believe in counseling and getting help. So I was
Wow.
hoping that maybe one day it'll stop. But now I always said that, how you love me, you fighting. Or how do I love you picking up something and busting you upside your head, or literally biting your ear off, piece of your ear off, or poking you, blacking out and poking out, almost coming this close to poking your eye out with a broom. That's a lot. And that was my last straw when I almost poked his eye with the broom, and my baby girl was standing right there, and all I could see was just her right there. Because the oldest two, by this time they're older and they weren't at home, so she had been doing all this by herself.
Interesting.
The oldest two kind of had each other if the problems kind of occurred. But her,
Did you have anybody you could call or talk to, or were you just kind of in this by yourself?
I could have. I felt like I didn't, but I probably could have.
Probably could
I
have.
just didn't want to leave home.
And then you probably did you not want to expose your home, what's going on at home too?
I mean, my family kind of knew what was going on, but I kind of like downplayed it a little bit more. But they knew I was kind of violent as well, so they didn't know who it was coming from. It could have been me starting it, but like, Monica, just be quiet. You know, you tend to say things and you tend to do things. Just don't you start any trouble.
Interesting. Let me. Okay, because I got a lot of questions. I got questions. First and foremost, family, if you know of anybody, you know of anything, seek help. I've been doing my research prior to this show. I'm going to put a hotline down at the bottom. It's a general hotline. Don't be afraid. You got to kill fear.
Don't be embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed because there are millions and billions of women, men, kids that go through this all day, every day. Monica's a survivor. A lot of people don't survive, but there's a lot of people that do survive, and they outlive their beater. Somebody, the person who's beating them, they outlived them. Now you say that all the time that there's a woman outside that's getting beat every day that she's gonna outlive her husband, and she's a witness, and she's gonna feel so much relief. Because Monica's story gets a lot deeper, and I know I'm just trying to get the roots first, so you all can see, and then you see how this tree kind of grew and it blossomed. I want to stick with the kids for a second. They grew up in a violent household, and it became a norm for everybody. So, like literally, you can wake up in the morning, breakfast. He's drinking or not drinking because you said it didn't drinking didn't kick it, but it can stir it up a little bit more. He didn't like the bacon.
Yep.
He'll hit you.
It'll start off to where an argument it'll blow over, then it'll escalate, and it'll escalate. So it never was to just come downstairs and just smack. It never was that, because I never was going to go for that. So he'll just kind of like pick me and poke me, and it'll just escalate. It'll go from there to there, and then he'll get in my face, and I get in his face, and it'll just go right for him off.
Right. Okay, I understand that. Because I feel like relationships, you're going to argue.
Yeah.
You're going to argue, you're going to have disagreements, but that's okay. That's a normal relationship.
But you don't say to tell nobody if you in a bad mood or because you've been drinking, I'm sick of you, bitch. Ain't nobody gonna go for that.
So he calling you out your names?
Yeah.
And I guess if he hitting you, he gonna call you out your
In
name.
my relationship that I was in, only thing I wasn't was sexual abuse. Everything else, financial, verbal, emotionally, physical, everything but sexual.
Everything but sexual.
Everything but sexual.
That was consensual.
Yes.
All right. Y'all agreed on that.
Yeah, we agreed on that.
They agreed on the sex.
We agreed on that, but everything physical.
Did that affect you though? Was it less?
Yeah, it was less because the fighting and the arguing. And
nobody let go. Let go.
Right. Well, see, it's like I told you that time before, man. 'Cause like I said, I grew up in that. My mom and dad, they used to squab. I mean, like night and day. Like you said, you're talking about your baby girl was you could poke him in the eye, or whatever. I vividly remember my dad pushed my mom down in the chair, had a belt, and was whipping her.
Wow.
Like she was a child.
Wow.
I was peeking around the refrigerator. He didn't know I was behind her. I was peeking around the refrigerator, and she was bitches and motherfuckers, and I mean, I could literally see her now. She was looking like she was like scared. This is the only time my mom did not fight back.
See, my baby girl, up until she's 17 now, up until she was like 12, she couldn't stand inside of blood, like no blood, none. Wow. She would freak out.
Yeah.
She would freak out. So that was it for me.
Yeah,
I was just like, I ain't gonna be able to do this stuff.
Yeah, that's why I was saying
I'm gonna kill him, or he gonna kill me. Who she gonna have?
Since you on that, about you was talking about you got fed up. Let's talk about the escape.
Woo!
Talk about the escape.
I told him I sold all my furniture. I didn't have a job.
What year was this?
This was 2010. October. I sold all my furniture.
So hold on, we talking about 97, 2010.
96.
96
to
2010. Wow.
2010.
Do the math, fam.
May of 2010, our friends had given us a barbecue backyard for our birthday in May. He didn't show up.
Both of y'all birthdays in May.
Yeah, he didn't show up, but when he did come,
He didn't show up.
he didn't show up. He was drunk, come back acting a fool.
Oh my God.
And one of the kids must have called the police. That's a memory I really can't remember. And all I can remember is just like dragging him down some stairs. Because I was just like fed up at this point. I kind of started to fight.
You started blacking out.
Yeah, at this point I was just kind of, this was me. From, let's see, maybe 2007 to 2010 I was fighting him.
Tables and turns. You tired now. You tired. You sick of this.
So it's more so in your mind, you in defense mode.
Yeah.
Got it.
And so what he would do was, whenever I would fight him, he would go in front of the kids to make me look really bad.
Right. Yeah.
So I would go and follow him right in there with him.
Right.
See, my kids watched my mom and my dad fight. They watched it until they got old enough, but they didn't want to do it anymore. They were tired. So
Hold on. So your kids,
they done went through two generations.
because they seen their grandparents fighting. Then they see their mama, and I guess it was their stepfather, right? Fighting. So they just, like I said before, this is becoming a norm. Like this is how relationships are. This is what they think. They ain't looking at the Huxtables. Huxtables ain't real to them.
No, that's was not real. Wow. Nowhere near us.
Wow.
So it was something that they were used to.
Alright.
So they were they were affected because I had one to stay in a relationship for 13 years and she was emotionally, physically, and financially abused.
So it did.
It trickled over. And I have one that's an emotional abuser to people.
Interesting.
So it flipped.
Yeah. That's what happens when you don't utilize your resources, when you don't get help, when you don't seek the problems and figure out what it is. Those are things that are going to happen. It's 98% is going to happen. You'll become a victim. They're going to become a victim. And it's going to be, the cycle is going to keep repeating.
Generational.
So let me ask you, so let's get back to the escape. So you was at the May birthday party for your birthday. So
he didn't show up, and the night when he came home, I attacked him. That was the last incident for the police, and it was that I was just like, okay, I'm gone. I'm getting ready to go. And things just started changing. I got my little part-time job to save up money so I could move to Texas. And
so you went from Chicago to Texas.
Yeah.
You left the state.
I left the state. I left my car, brand new house, 2 kids, and I took my baby and we got on the Amtrak and we came to Texas. November of July of 2011. Yep, and we haven't looked back. We did look back because my husband got diagnosed with cancer, and then I went back and forth to take care of him until he passed away.
Same man. Family, listen to this, and we seen this in the movies. Tyler Perry produced a movie like that. Same man that was putting his hand up, she still had enough love and compassion
Go back
to go take care of him back and forth to his last day.
To his last breath.
Last breath.
He wasn't belligerent and stuff
that.
then, was he? He wasn't at that. He didn't have no more fight left in him at that time. He didn't. Did he ever apologize?
No, I never apologized to him either. I think It's a little bit hard for me to forgive myself sometimes because I haven't apologized to him for all the things that I did.
I'm gonna tell you something that my I heard it from my guy brother. He said this about he's adopted. I'm gonna share it with you before the end of the show what he did, and it helped him out. He said his counselor told him. I'm sure. I might share it on camera. I might off, but I'm gonna share that with you before you leave. Okay, so the Great Escape was you leaving from Chicago to Texas. You sold everything, got your part-time job, sold everything, got your cash, got up out there. You left Chicago and never looked back in a sense of going back to him. And it took you leaving state because
I had to leave the state. He wasn't gonna let me rest.
Right.
So if I didn't leave Illinois, I still was gonna be at home with him. So I was like, I gotta do something. I gotta do something drastic, change for me and my babies.
Right.
Wow.
Right. The Great Escape.
So did you leave your oldest babies with him or with your parents?
I left him with him.
With him?
With him. Yeah, my daughter had just had a baby. I left. They thought I was just
So
playing.
they was grown.
They was grown.
Oh, okay.
They was
Okay.
grown.
Okay.
They was 20 and 18. So
Okay. Okay.
I left him with him. My daughter just had the baby. I made sure she adapted to motherhood. And I told him he was born in June. I was like, I'll be gone in July. And they didn't think I was leaving.
Did he know you was leaving?
Yeah, he knew I was leaving, but he thought I wasn't for real because my daughter just had the baby and she had just moved back home. But I was like, okay, I'll tell you what, I'm giving you all the problems. I gotta go.
Oh.
I'm about to go. I gotta go.
So you just one day just boom, you was gone.
I was gone. I stole all that stuff and I left.
Wow.
Got on the train like about 8 or 9 o'clock that night. Because I knew he wasn't gonna let me take the car. But I tell you what,
So you better not tell you.
I got me another car, family.
Right.
I'll give me a new house one day.
So let me ask you this. So you moved to Texas on nothing.
I'm with nothing.
Didn't know where you was gonna go.
I had an aunt and uncle here, but I'm just like after that, it's only so much.
Right.
I'm gonna utilize these resources while I can, and then I ain't going back to them.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Never stepped back in Chicago to live. Wow. That man was alive.
Wow.
Okay, family. Now we're not done, but I gotta talk to the family. Family, friends, loved ones. If you had to make a drastic move, because people make drastic moves for different reasons. I made a drastic move. I left my city myself, but it was to better myself. But yours was for the exact same reason, because you had to escape from a situation that you wanted to escape from before someone ended up dead.
Yeah. Or in jail. People
Or in
like,
jail.
why didn't you just follow through? It's not that, okay, he hit me, I hit him too, but I don't want no problem like that. Who wants to have a law and go into court and be tied up? What I do is, I just leave and let you have a whole state.
Right, you let him have a
I'm gonna let
state.
you have a state.
Right. I'm gonna put many estates in between them.
I'm gone 1,400 miles away. I'm gonna let you do this.
Chicago's far from here.
So when he found out you actually up and moved, what did he say? What
Oh,
happened?
he took me to the train station. He thought it was a joke.
He took you.
He took me. He thought it was a joke.
And left you there. And thought you were gonna be calling him, telling him to come pick him up.
Or I thought I was gonna go and come. I'm coming back home.
Right. Never happened.
So when did it click for him that you
He
were
was
gone?
gone. Like you.
Probably about a month or two later.
He's like,
Month or two.
month or two later.
What did he say?
You ain't coming back home?
Wow.
You ain't
Wow.
gonna bring my baby home? No.
Nope.
For what?
Did he ever? Well, I guess he did.
I asked him to try to come down here to try to change, but he didn't want to. So I knew then, I was like, it's over.
But he didn't want to change. He didn't want no fresh start.
He didn't want his family, no. He didn't want to change.
Wow.
Which was fine with me. I just wish
So
I
you
was-
actually, in a sense, you actually opened up the door again.
Yeah, because he was sick.
Because he got sick. Gotcha.
He was sick then?
He was sick.
He started to get sick?
And I wasn't going back that way.
Right.
I had my patrol here.
Right. Got it. It was a control thing.
Yeah.
But you needed it.
Yeah.
You needed it.
I could stand my ground.
Or was that your feet were planted better down here? Wow.
Got it. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me ask another question. So you talked about the reversal. Because I want women and men to know that there is a reversal. Those that were victims end up being the attacker because of what they go through. So you said you in your case you were a little bit aggressive prior to,
Yeah.
but it made you, because he aggressed you, it made you more aggressive.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a yes. So let me ask you this: did that in the beginning, because once you left him and you started to talk to other people, how did that affect?
Oh, that had a big effect on me. I have one person I've had a physical altercation with, and that was because of me, not because nobody. And I have, I'm learning and I'm still healing the emotional part of it. I can take it there.
Got it. So you took it there because you was mentally like, shoot, I know I can get down.
Yeah, I can do it.
I can
break you down with just my mouth.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you all the way down. I'm gonna take you all the way down through there. But yeah, I'm still healing.
Because a lot of women it's a lot of women out there that still healing.
Yeah.
Still healing.
Like I said, I wish I would have utilized my resources and not feel
Now you keep saying that. Now what do you mean by your resources?
Because I have people that were willing to help.
Got it.
If I wouldn't have wanted to go back, I want my family. I want my kids to be unstable. I want them to be in the same household with the same man. Even though it's not their father. He was with me since they were 2 and 4.
Right. That's all they know.
That's all they know. So, if I would have did it, I think that the abuse wouldn't have went on so long, and I wouldn't have been as so aggressive as I am.
So you see, ooh, that's a long time. 20 plus years. And when do you think your healing process actually started?
When he died.
When he passed. And he passed in what year?
2017.
2017. We talking about 1996 to 2017.
That's when the healing started?
That's when your healing
process. Because I
process.
still hadn't forgiven him.
Right.
I still had not forgiven myself for acting up like that towards him. Even one time when he was sick, I took my frustration on him. It's embarrassing for me to tell him, but he had just had surgery. And it was just the look that he had gave me, like he wanted to try me. And I was like, you want to try me of all people? And I done stopped and quit jobs to come take care of you, and you pounding on me. And I just went
in on him, huh?
Right, you stand back. Relapse, as they call it, relapse. Wow. So 2017, so it's only, we only in 2019. So to heal 20 plus years in 2 years.
That's not happening.
It's not happening.
That's not going to happen.
It's not happening. You still in the process.
I still.
That's why you own the process.
Yeah.
That's why you own the process.
Exactly.
But your story is going to help so many people.
It is.
So what steps are you going through to heal? What are you?
Staying focused and motivated, and knowing that everybody does not have to be talked to or handled in a certain manner.
Right.
It don't take for me to talk to you like that for me to get your attention. I can simply try another approach.
Right.
Learn people's triggers, and learn people to know that, okay, this person, I pretty much can tell since I've been in that domestic situation with that person. It's like I haven't really put myself out there with too many people, but just watching and trying to learn the different people that I am around.
More cautious.
So let me ask you a question, because there's a lot of women that are not as strong as you. Some women, they go through a domestic violence violent relationship, and every time they have certain triggers, even though they might ball up, because they're not the fighter. They was just the one who got beat or got abused in whatever way. What advice would you give that person? Because you were the fighter. You was like, I'll square up.
I'm just gonna fight.
But you got some women, right? Because that's the way I am.
I'm gonna fight.
But
that's not cool. But I'm gonna fight.
And it hurts me when it was, because I used to be in a situation, but it was just a situation I went through, and I couldn't fight back. So how do you control that? Or how would you tell them?
How would I control that now?
Yeah. How would you control that now?
First of all, I'm hoping that I would learn the person and know the person that I'm with, to know to not even go that way towards domestic, because they're gonna show you some of their characteristics.
Correct.
From day one, they're gonna show you something.
Right.
Because I remember, if I think about it, when I first met my husband, he was like controlling me and like, and then I should have, but I was like, hey, laughing and stuff, and
falling in love. Falling in love.
Yeah. Get help. Don't be embarrassed because it's somebody else that didn't make it. Or somebody that's in jail forever. Or somebody's children that are being beaten. So utilize all the help that you can from your family.
Right.
Even if they talk about you or anybody. Call you stupid or get out.
Right. So that woman, that man who is not the fighter, or the one that is the fighter, you have to step step out on faith and actually get help. Seek help. Don't be afraid to seek help.
Please
It's a lot of resources. I didn't utilize them in like the domestic hotlines, shelters. I didn't utilize a lot of this stuff because I'm a proud person. I don't want people in my business, so I have to go and reach out to those type of resources. So that's why I say, don't feel embarrassed. Don't use this. That's what it's there for. That's what all those dollars go into that stuff for. Utilize that while it's there. So one day it won't be there for you. Take advantage of it.
Right. Because I know for a fact, just when I met you, because I'm one that I read people. But I guess, because at first, I thought because you from Chicago, I know, you my family from Chicago, and I've been to Chicago so many times. You've probably been to the same place, and didn't know because I was just like, who are all these people? But me being from St. Louis, knowing that we come from violent areas, I thought the alertness was more so just because of that. But it's a double whammy with you because of the city on top of what you went through in a relationship. When you in a relationship, you like, y'all together and it's bigger here, and you got to worry about the Negroes outside. Because my awareness is like, boop, 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 boop. I'm always aware. People tell me that all the time. But yours is on a whole nother sense.
It's funny that you say that because with me and him, we would fight each other. He would fight me, I'd fight him, but nobody else could come in and I said a word outside that. We didn't get into so many altercations with people trying to step in between, trying to break our fight up. Like, stay out of business.
Stay out of business.
Wow.
Stay out of business.
Wow.
Because it became the norm.
Yep.
This is what we do.
Yep. And then we turn on them.
Right. Now y'all been ganged up on them.
Yep.
Like y'all fight each other. Now,
Me
like,
go try to help him.
Right.
And the situation will turn worse.
Wow. That's different.
That's very different. That's that. It's funny how that spiritual people would call it a spirit. We would call, not we, because we spiritual people, but other people would call it energy. The way that energy transfers.
Yep.
And it does.
Where the energy transfers just that quick. For one, that energy they had two aggressive forces. Then somebody tried to help them. They put them together, and they had this
That's energy, bro.
Woo.
That's energy, bro. So what do you give your daughters advice?
How do you help them?
It's from day one. Make sure y'all take care of yourself. That's number one. Don't depend on anybody, not even your husband, because look what happens. Be independent. Do not stay. Abuse is not cute, nor is it love. And I'll just kind of stay on them and talk and try to talk.
Just be open as you can.
Do they come to you if they have issues? Or
Yes.
They do?
That's good.
That's
That's
good.
good.
That's
That's
good.
good. That's good.
That's good.
That's good. It's being a pillar of it, and it's bad that you're a pillar of it.
Yeah, because my daughter, she's my oldest daughter. She'll probably be so upset she heard me because she went through that domestic spot in her relationship for 13 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time, and she has a son with him. And now she's healing and trying to move on in a relationship that she's been going through for a year. But she's going backwards a little bit, converting back to the way things were before. So she had got accustomed to that living, and she's transferring over to there. So now it's causing problems in their relationship.
And she's doing it subconsciously.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it doesn't take long, I guess.
No.
It's just like it's instilled there. People like, now you know better, but it's just like when you're working out,
It's that energy.
you do something over a period of time, just like your brain gets attached to it.
Let me ask you a question. There's somebody who is a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a fiance or whatever that's finding out this information. For the one who was not in the abusive relationship, but the one who wants to be the one who, the good guy. They finally found the good person. How does that person? What advice would you give that person to deal with that person who's been through that?
Leave. Still leave, because it's going to be some problems.
It's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a problem somewhere down the line. It's going to be emotional. It could get physical. It all depends on how strong or weak that person is. To me, a lot of people say that people are weak-minded. It takes a lot to fight on somebody. You have to be aggressive and to beat on somebody. To me, that has to take a lot. That's a lot of energy that you transfer. You're like, they weak-minded for that. No, really, they strong. Maybe weak in the mind, but they, the way they're going about it take a lot of energy to fight and beat up on somebody.
Right. Interesting.
That's crazy.
Interesting. So how
You
can
think
one?
about it, you fight somebody, you gotta have like
That's easy.
Right.
And then have that mindset on I'm gonna fight a woman,
Right.
knowing that she's weaker than you in physical strength.
Right. Right. So let me ask you this: how does one know that they're healed, and how can they move on into a good relationship?
That I'm still trying to figure out.
Got it.
I'm still
Stay
figuring
tuned.
it
We're gonna come back to that.
Yeah, I'm still
Can you,
figuring it out.
do you, how can I ask you, do you?
I have no interest right now. Like
Gotcha.
my interest, very low.
Just chilling.
I'm just chilling.
Self-love.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
You healing.
Yeah.
Healing.
At this time, because I finally let him go, everything that has come with him. So now it's just like I'm starting all over again at this older
You can
age.
exhale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm starting all over again, trying to learn the right way before I just jump out there and then want to be physical or emotionally or verbally abusive to somebody. So I don't want to give that energy. So I'd rather just heal myself and then try it again.
Okay.
But you on a mission. You're on a mission to be healed because you want
to be a better self.
a better self. Exactly.
But you still want marriage. You still want.
Oh, of course I do.
Yeah.
Of course I do, but just the right way.
Just
I'm
the
not
right
saying
way.
it's going to be peaches and cream, but I don't
Right,
want
right.
to be in a verbal, physical, financial, abusive relationship ever again. I don't want to give that to anybody. So I want to make sure that I'm not giving that for him to give it back to me.
Got it. That's huge. That's big. Wow.
So like you said, if you had to do it all over again, you would have left.
I would love
then.
that first time when we got off that tow and we went back. I mean, even I think about it now, I used to always say, are you going to tell me you're sorry? And then like about him, are you going to tell me you're sorry? We never had I felt sorry for what we did.
Wow. Was it just that? Did y'all want each other that bad that y'all didn't even want to go there, or it was just kind of like you say, one of those generational curses thing? We just kind of boom, 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 boom. We went through it. Let's move on, kind of thing.
I think that's pretty much.
That's pretty much what it was.
I think so.
Wow.
I think so. Like I said, they didn't speak about it until like I was years into the family.
Right.
And then I know that all was going on. He's like, my daddy used to tie us up to poles and beat us on extension cords. I'm like,
Right.
a kid?
Yeah.
Like to a pole?
Mm-hmm.
And beat you and then don't feed you? And you tied up?
That's a slave.
That ain't even a slave, bro. Slave get better treatment than that. That's POW.
I'm like, and your mama let your daddy do y'all like that? And I think maybe she got something.
Y'all gonna say she would have been there.
You never know. And now that they never spoke about.
Right. Now I'm gonna pause with you for a second, Monica, because John was actually a child that grew up in it.
Yeah.
So but it had no effect on you moving to the next relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So you were cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it built a fear in you though, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're at an older age now just getting over that fear.
Mm-hmm.
How was that process working for you?
It's slow, cumbersome.
Right.
Well, first I knew what I didn't want to be. I wanted to be like my daddy, but I didn't want to be my daddy.
Right.
I'm not knocking my dad. My dad was a good man. He worked, provided for the family. But I didn't want that part of his personality, I guess, if you will, because he was a quick-tempered man. He didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he didn't do any of that. He was just, if something rubbed him the wrong way, he's gone. 0 to 100 like that. You know what I mean? And I was like that for a while through high school. Then when I got to Prairie View, I kind of pulled back. That's when the fear actually started, because I'm like, okay, I'm not in the house. I don't know what the hell is going on. And then
It didn't feel normal.
It didn't. It didn't feel normal. It didn't feel normal at all. And then everything that he taught me and my mom taught me started to circulate in my head. Be careful when you go outside. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't.
First, that's what fear.
That's what
so
the fear.
Then fast forward, I can kind of picture now. That's how your drinking started, because you're trying to get past that.
Trying to get past it, and it numbed a lot of the vision that I had, like I say, with them, and just stuff that went on with me growing up. Because I was bullied growing up and being a chunky kid and all that kind of stuff. I had to do a lot of fighting, and I say my mom and dad, they were real protective of me, very protective of me, because I had mouthpiece. I could tell you that teacher I told you that time.
Right.
I told you my brother was blind and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, I was a very, from 1992 up until recently, I was a fearful man. Like for real, I was like, dude, it doesn't. I can't even describe how fearful I was. I hid it good. I hid it real good, man. But that, how he was when I saw him with my mom, that scared me. Because I knew, like I said, about the energy. I knew when I was little, I knew that could come to me. And I knew, like I said, I was quick tempered growing up too, especially with the bullying thing going on. And I knew that if I let that get out of control, I could kill somebody, or somebody could kill me. So like I said, when I got to Prairie View, I was like, okay, this is the time. What am I gonna do? Like, what the hell am I gonna do? And right after the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, bruh, that's when I just started tossing. Because I was lost.
Right.
I was lost. I didn't know what the hell to do. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Now the reason I brought that up, now this is for me, for them, and for you all. I wanted to show the trickle down effect. How it affected her children one way, and you. It affected John another way that caused him not to go into being physical with people, but he damaged his own body to numb it.
Yep.
So it's a trickle down. No matter, there must be a healing process.
Yeah.
Because there's a trickle down effect, and this is years of things built up. Like 20 plus years in both situations.
Yes.
Years of things built up.
Yeah. And the thing is, and if you don't handle the problem, if you don't get to the problem,
The core,
the situation, because I denied my fear up until like I met you.
right?
About 3 or 4, I denied that fear for so long. I ain't scared of no. I'm scared as a motherfucker, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but until you get to the root problem, you're gonna continue to suffer. And suffering is a choice. Pain is.
Say that again. That was deep.
No, it is.
Suffering.
Pain is inevitable. You're gonna have pain.
Right.
But suffering is a choice. Suffering is a choice. You choose suffering.
Choose your script.
Choose your script. Choose your script. Yeah, man.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Very soon. Had a couple setbacks, but we coming soon.
Yeah, man.
Monica, we're not gonna hold you too much longer. I just want to ask us a few more questions. We're gonna move on to our next session. But man, so he passes away in 2017. 17. That was a year I met you. And I remember you going back and forth, but we never talked about that. You just told me that you was in an abusive. I'm like, oh, you just, because you don't try to get into nobody's business. You're like, okay, I'll just ask her later. But you revealed a lot today. And, man, I'm glad I didn't cry. Because I was getting emotional with both of y'all stories, because I feel like for you to grow up in it, and then for the trickle into the next, your lifestyle, your adult life, your first solid relationship, that's hurtful. Because you can't get that time back. And then for John to suffer that growing up, and then for it to build in him a fear, and then for him not to even want to even excel, but then take a time with how many years of drinking?
20 plus.
20 plus years of drinking to numb just that of what happened in your childhood. That's deep.
And I ain't told you this. I would when I got married when I was 23. And my wife doesn't even know this, I would drink to pass out sometimes so I wouldn't even have an altercation with her. Because I didn't want no parts of our
lifestyle.
I didn't want it.
So you use that as numbing mechanism. Because I have been in a situation where I was drinking to numb, but it wasn't domestic violence or domestic abuse or fear. It was just like I was in a bad situation.
Right.
I didn't want to go through it. I'm like, pull me another one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that. Family.
Yeah.
Get help.
Please.
If you have anything going in your life, get help. Domestic violence can be sexual, it can be financial, it can be physical, it can be just emotional. If you got a sugar daddy, and you putting them, or sugar mama, whatever it's called, and you putting them through some emotional stress because they can't buy you the things that you want, that is domestic violence.
Withholding sex.
Withholding sex.
That's a
It's domestic violence if you're in a marriage.
Some people think that it's not.
And they think it's not. It is domestic violence.
It's verbal,
Yeah.
cursing you out.
Cursing, talking negative to a person, and you refuse to let them go and let them leave, and you keep them bound like a slave. That's domestic violence. If you have not looked it up, please look it up. Please look it up, because it's just not hitting on somebody and physically bruising their body. If you bruise their emotion, that's domestic violence.
Right. It is.
Know what it is. Know if you're doing, because I think that everybody has probably put somebody through it, just not to those extremes. But people, I've done it. And I was wrong, but I didn't know it until I was like, oh, when I did that to that girl, I was wrong. Like, cause she loved me. Like I got my first real relationship when I got to college. I didn't put her through like that much, but at the close to the end, I started being a little bit verbally aggressive. I didn't curse her out. I was like, I knew she didn't want to leave. I knew she loved me, but I was saying some things I shouldn't have said.
Right.
And that's abuse.
And that's abuse.
Yeah.
Because she took it.
Yeah.
And she cried. And she stayed until she found her escape.
Right.
So she escaped and she got out. But if you watch this, I am sorry.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something before we get off the show about that situation. So it took me a minute to see that. Like, you know how y'all say it takes 2 minutes. So I was, after that relationship, I had a few relationships and flings after that. But I sat back one night. I don't know why, I was just thinking. I'm a deep thinker. And I was thinking about that relationship. I'm like, how did this trickle of things happen? Because things was like good and bad and good and all this stuff. I was like, I had a good relationship. I had an amazing relationship. I was like, how did I mess that up? I started thinking, I was like, dang, I was mean. I started getting mean and being selfish. Because when you on the other side and you feel like you're the one that's in charge and in power, you feel like you can do whatever you want to do, and they ain't going nowhere. You think you got it.
Or you might think that's gonna run them off, but that's not the way to handle somebody.
Exactly. I didn't want to run her off, but because I wanted to do what I wanted to do. Not like be with other people,
I know what you're saying.
But I wanted to be like, I'm gonna go where I want to go, and I was neglecting her time. I was robbing her from her time. I was robbing her from the emotional connection that I need to give her, and then I was talking to her bad. That was domestic violence.
It is.
So you might be in a situation like that,
People don't even recognize.
and you don't even recognize that you in a man.
That ain't love.
That ain't love.
No.
And I cared so much about that girl, but I, being young and dumb, thought that I had it all, thought that I was the man, and I was wrong. I was wrong. And it took me to do that. So moving forward from that, I charged myself. I said, I won't do that again. I will not do that again. And I have never. Now, I've had relationships where we argue,
Right.
but I did try to take control in that sense to control their mind. And then when we started, she was younger than me. She was a few years younger than me. She was 2. And I caught her young because I was 21, she was 19. And we was together all the way up until, I think she was like 25 or 26. So we was together for a minute. And we had been through some ups and downs, but we had a lot more good times than bad.
Right.
Way like, it's like more so the bad was like that last year and a half.
Was it regular, undergrad or grad school?
It was undergrad because I was back and forth from school.
Gotcha.
And then I went on and just completed it.
Completed, yeah.
Because I was trying to do too much.
Right.
I was trying to live this old crazy life, still keep a strong relationship, but I was neglecting her. It's my fault. But I vowed to myself to never do that again.
That's abuse too, neglect.
Ooh, and I was doing it. And a lot of people don't think that that's abuse, but neglect is abuse. So I vowed to myself to never really neglect. Now, it was a relationship that I was in that I was kind of like, I think I want out, so I don't feel like that was neglect.
Right.
I was like, oh, I'm kind of playing the fence, and I was like, but I don't know, but I know. But with that situation, I was wrong. But I vowed to myself to never do a woman like that again that I really cared about.
Right.
And I never have. I've always given the woman that I was talking to, try to get in the world, treat her like a queen. As much as I could, treat her like a queen. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna end it there. We got John, the health predator.
Yeah. What's going on, y'all?
Me, Mr.thinksmart, and we got Monica.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Man, we might have you on another.
Okay.
Might be today.
Okay.
Might be today.
Okay.
Please be today.
Yeah, we might talk about having another discussion because I know how you get down when you talking. I know because y'all don't know that Monica. She's actually a radio personality. She was a little quiet, trying to be quiet.
Today. My allergies are all kind of.
Yeah, she was under the weather. She's sleepy. She's sleepy. But she's very energetic. She's very energetic. She's live. She's a live wire. She actually showed me. I actually watched. She don't know this, but I studied it. I'm like, okay. I got something from my guy brother. I'm like, okay, he live. He went, okay. Then she was like, I was like, I got this. I got this. I got this. I'm gonna take it and run with it, baby. But I want to thank you for watching, family. Make sure you always like, comment, and subscribe, and slap that notification button because we will be posting more episodes such as this. We want to thank Monica again for coming out.
Thank you, money.
This was a very, this is part 1. We're gonna get a part 2.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna get a little bit more deeper. But I wanted to break the ice with it because there's a lot of people out there that are suffering from domestic violence.
Yes.
And I definitely want people to get help. So when you look at the descriptions, you can find us down in the descriptions, all our social media platforms, as well as I'm gonna put the hotline for you and different things that we talked about, some information about domestic violence in the description. So make sure you read the descriptions. And if you are suffering from domestic violence, we want you to get help. We believe in you, and we believe that you can be healed and helped. So I ain't saying this in a minute. As I salute the divinity in you, we'll see you next time on The Process.
Let me see your hands up high if you know. Let me see your hands up high.